Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, in this video, this is the live recorded session where you can see me scalping the ES futures. Okay, but also I wanted to basically share with you my trading strategy tips. Okay, within this video, a lot of you guys already understand how I trade, which is surrounding supply and demand. Okay, that's the style or the areas I like to trade, the zones I like to trade within the market, and basically it's a simple setup that I look for each and every time, and that's price moving to an area of supply or demand off the higher time frame chart preferably, but sometimes I may scale down to my anchor chart. If I see those zones or locations, I'll trade them accordingly. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video, and let's get things rocking and rolling. Okay, now I always like to start off by doing what? I always like to start off by looking at my higher time frame, which is the 60R chart, the 60 range chart. Okay, and what we see is the market. I've covered this a lot. I like to do this each morning because it kind of sets a bias or gives you a sense of direction in the market, definitely for me. And what we see is the market is making lower lows and lower highs to the downside. Okay, and we right here, I think on September the 4th, I believe it was, maybe it was the 5th, depending on which day that was. But we bottomed out, hit a low, basically at an area of resistance here. Looking to the left side of the chart, back during some time in July, bounced off those areas, and now we are moving to the upside here. Okay, but what I want to see price actually do is primarily break this area, this high right here. Okay, that's kind of going to tell me. Basically give me a longer term or change the direction for me of what I'm, how I'm possibly looking to trade. If price breaks this area here, then I could pretty much almost say that price is going to start continue pushing higher and higher in a longer term direction. Okay, but right now we're kind of moving sideways right here. You can see prices in a wedge. It pushed down here, pull back, made these lows here, trading within this leg right here. So we're moving sideways. So right now it's kind of a tough area to kind of trade, but you got to trade areas or zones. In my case, like here, right here, price bounce and hit this area of supply somewhere around the early part of this morning. Well, it actually didn't hit it to the tick yet. If we look at it, it came up here and didn't hit it to the tick, so it's still got some room to where price can push up here and possibly come to this area up here around maybe the 15, 16 area, somewhere around there. So price is kind of just, moving sideways, bouncing sideways right now if we look at the higher time frame chart. Now that does not mean that you do not, or that you cannot trade, just based on what the market's doing here on the 60 range chart, moving sideways, and it's trading within its leg, and there's no, really no areas that price hasn't hit the supply zone yet. But what it has done, let's see, it started breaking back into this swing. Okay, so we have a big swing here, price pushed down, pulls back, makes a lower high here pretty much, and then pushes lower. Okay, this is the low right here. All right, so in this swing here, as price started to turn back around, making a high, pulling back, higher low, and then pushing higher, it starts to break back into structure here, not completely taking it out yet. So in this case here, I'm going to scale down to my 12 range chart and start looking at what's going on, maybe some activity on my 12 range chart, because possibly you can also definitely look for, even though we're trading sideways and there's not clear identified direction at this point. But if I was to have a bias in the market right now, yes, I would probably still have a short bias. Okay, looking at the higher time frame, I'd be probably looking for shorts once price hits an area of supply, whatever the case is, off the higher time frame. But even with this leg to the downside right here, there could be opportunity to still go short. So my bias is short, but why? Because we have these lower lows and lower highs, price moving to the downside. It's pulling back, and somewhere within this leg here, you can't see it. If you scale down to your 12 range chart, then you're going to see swings within this area here, this leg here, going to the downside, to where price may lower lows and lower highs. So price could be bouncing at one of those zones right now, a small supply zone off the 12 range chart, and that's why we got the bounce here early part of this morning. So, it's kind of one of those things where you have to kind of focus on the higher time frame to kind of get an overall direction, but still this opportunity to trade, even though price hasn't come up to this area here, quite to the supply area here yet on the 60 range, there could still be supply zones within this leg. As I just mentioned, you just have to scale down to your lower time frame chart. So those are kind of some tips and pointers that I wanted to kind of throw out. That doesn't mean, you have to always just sit there with your hands tied, waiting for price to move to an area of demand off your highest time frame chart. Scale down. See if you can find areas of supply and demand in between, and waiting while price may be trying to push back up here, and then maybe look for the rejection to go short. So my bias in looking at the higher time frame, the longer or higher time frame would be on a long term direction would be going short. Okay, but that doesn't mean I cannot take the opportunity to still go long, but you just have to scale down to your lower time frame chart to see if price maybe is making structure to the upside, breaking through areas, and if it is, pulling back to areas of demand as well. Okay, so let's take a look and see right now what the market is actually giving us. Is it affording us or giving us the opportunity to possibly take any trades? All right, and this morning, if we look at the market, because the market didn't open up until right around here at 9:30. Okay, so all we've gotten so far, if we look at the 12 range chart, because if you look at the 12 range, what do you see? You see price breaking structure to the upside. So as it's making structure to the upside and breaking structure over here, meaning breaking areas of resistance, what is it doing? It's creating areas where there was, if you see here, aggressive buying, pulls back, aggressive buying. So all these areas are areas where demand rests at. All right. Now price goes up there. It must hit. It made a high here. This is at 2:15 this morning. Okay. We just saw that on the 60 range chart. So what happened there? It must have hit some area of, let's see if we can find it. Some area of supply. Supply or area of major resistance. Okay. So let's see. All right, let's see where price is at. Okay, so let's see. To take this area here out, this little area, you can't really see it. It's right here. I'm trying to see. The top of that was 94.25. Okay, let's see. 95.25. Taking a look here. Make sure I got this marked right. 97. Okay. Okay. So it looks like price did break above that area there and take that little swing here out. And it actually, price has rejected up here at 96. Okay. So 96. Slightly above this area here. So it looks like it rejected a low volume area. It's not any particular. I'm looking at a 12 range chart. Really level there. But we are approaching the 4,000 area. And it was a little low volume area right here. So I'm not sure 100% why price rejected that area there. But either way, it rejected it. And if we look for, at this point here, price is what? It turned back around, what I call pivoting, and started pushing to the downside, making lower lows and lower highs. All right. So with that said, is that as price is moving down, we have areas of demand right here. These are areas where price could actually, retrace back to and look for opportunity to possibly even go long. Okay, but price did pivot here, and on its way down, what is it doing? It's taking out structure, taking out lows. It's making a low here, pulling back a lower high, breaking structure to the downside, breaking areas over here, pulling back, pushing lower. Okay, so let's kind of see, what the market is actually doing now. It's roughly right now my time is currently 10 o'clock. Okay, so I typically wait 20 to 25 minutes, after the market actually opens to start trading. That's 9:30 Eastern time, my time. You may be Central, which is 8:30, or you could be, out west somewhere and 3 hours behind. So, or even some other part of the country. So, it depends. I mean, there's multiple sessions that you can actually trade. If you're one that lives and overseas somewhere, you may not be able to trade, the New York session, depending on your time zone. But there's been times where I've woken up to trade the London session, trade the ES on the London session, and even in the evening time, I trade the A's and trade the ES futures even during the Asian session. You know, I talk about that sometime in my videos, or I throw it out there on Discord. Okay, and that's another thing that brings up I want to talk about is that if you're interested in joining the Discord, all right, I'm gonna throw that out there right quick. We have a great community here on the Discord each and every morning where we share ideas and thoughts about the markets. It doesn't matter if you just trade, you know, if you trade the ES futures, you could trade the NASDAQ, the Dow, crude, you know, grains, currency. It doesn't matter, guys. Whatever you trade, as long as it's futures related, you want to join a solid community here over at Future Trading with Mike. Please join. All you got to do is find the link down in the description portion of the video. Click on the link to the Discord and invite yourself in. Again, it's an open forum. It's an open community where we as future traders have collectively come together and we share our ideas, you know, give tips and share our, you know, our trading. Some people talk about this. There's certain trading strategies, you know, and I don't condone anyone from coming on there talking about the strategies that they use, because I don't tell people to trade the way I do. You know, trading is kind of a personal thing. You know, if a strategy works for you, and I always talk about this in videos, then stick with it. Okay, that doesn't mean you go somewhere else and try to learn something new, a new strategy, when your strategy always is working. I always say if it's not broke, you know, then why try to fix it? Use it if it's making you money. But yes, the Discord is a community where you can come in, talk with, communicate with, converse with fellow traders each and every day about the markets. You know, it's not just during the session time. You may have a question that you want to throw out there in the community in the evening time. Somebody's going to have the answer. So we're about 270 members strong now on the Discord, and we're trying to continue to grow that. So it's free. Join the community today. All you have to do is find the link down in the description portion of the video. Invite yourself in, and that's pretty much it when it comes to the Discord. But yeah, I'm making video content. I'm trading live. I'm on Discord, so I'm interacting with the whole community at the same time. So you know, I got a lot going on during the session. So yeah, so let's see. And I'll show, you know, some examples to kind of get more reference when it comes to the way I actually trade. What you guys know is around supply and demand. I'm just looking for those setups to take place or unfold at areas of supply and demand. So like right now, as I just mentioned, price was making movement to the upside. Pivots, turns around, now it's making lower lows and lower highs. So what could it do? It could push up here, pull back just to push higher, or it could have pushed down here, you know, on this could be just a deep retracement, or it could be a leg to the downside, pull back, make lower high just to push lower. So you have to trade what you see based upon how price is, you know, what price is actually doing at the moment. But like I said, if you're trading based on the higher time frame chart, say the 60 range chart, then and you're waiting for those opportunities to continue, maybe take a continuation trade to go short, then you're going to have to be waiting for price to move back for a longer period of time, for price to maybe tap into a zone, as I just showed you, like a supply zone off the 60 range chart, to continue going short. If you're looking for the, you know, just waiting it out, waiting for a period of time for price to move back to certain zones, and what price rejected before, create an area of supply to go short. So, but right now, let's see if we could possibly take some trades this morning. So, the thing about it is just really following price action and understanding market structure. You know, if I could give you two big, they're not even secrets, you know, I would definitely say understand market structure, understand what the market has done prior to, understand what it's trying to do when price is moving, which is price action, and take your trades accordingly. But have a strategy set up to, you know, surrounding how you actually trade. And that's the reason why I pretty much created this channel, is to share the way I trade, my strategy, not telling you to trade like me, but just kind of, you know, I wanted to throw it out there because maybe someone would, you know, has a great strategy that they use, and maybe they can in some way incorporate this into their trading plan, or maybe add it to their arsenal, you know, when it comes to, you know, their devised trading plan. So, you know, but like I always say, if it's not broken, then don't fix it, guys. So, but yeah, I trade this pretty much the same strategy each and every day. Sometimes I'll trade straight off the 12 range chart. Sometimes I'll trade with the 12 range and the 4 range, you know, as a paired chart, meaning in a sense, like I'll look for an area of supply and demand off the 12 range, and then I'll trade, you know, I'll wait for the rejection off of the 4 range chart to take my entry. So, okay, so price has pulled back to hit this area of supply right here. You can see it. Price pushed up here, started breaking back down to the downside and rejecting a pullback. This is area of supply sitting right here. So really waiting to see what it's. Yeah, I'm going short if I can get into this trade. Oh man, look at that. Look at that missed opportunity. Okay, I am 64.50. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So I'm late on that trade there. Trying to jump in on it, but I'm late on it, so I had to move my entries there. Yeah. So actually the trade would have been at the break of this candle right here at 68. Okay. Breaking the green candle down to the downside, but it pulls back. You can see here. They pretty much come up here to kind of maybe stop traders out right here, you know, at 73. You can see the wick of that candle there just to run the market back down to this area right here. So basically, you see the break of that candle, you can almost bet the price is going to come down here and at least test the 64.5 area. So so let's see now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm long back up to probably 70.25 maybe. I believe anyway. Oh no, not that. Let's do this. Yep. Come on. Fill it. Okay, we just got filled there. Why did I take that trade there? Okay, let's take a look at this. All right, so we see what price was. You know, it had its high here. It starts to break lower, making these lower lows and lower highs. What does it do? It starts turning back around, okay, taking out structure. So the market possibly could have done, start maybe trying to do something like this. Don't know for sure though. So pushes up here, pulls back. Could we try to break higher? Or it could push down here. This could be a lower high just to push lower. So, with all that taken, you know, to the side and really not putting too much emphasis on that, we look at price movement. We follow price action, okay? So what happened when price pulled back on a deep retracement right here? Well, for one thing it was doing was coming back down here and tapping into maybe some areas of demand, but then it pivots, turns around, starts taking out structure here as it's making higher highs and higher lows to the upside. Excuse me, higher highs and higher lows to the upside. So price then turns back around, starts to take structure right here. These swings to the upside, starts to take them out back down to the downside as it's making lower lows and lower highs, breaking structure. So I took the trade on the pullback to this area of supply, the first trade, this area right here. You see price tap it, okay, wait for the rejection. I'm trading on this case here around the 12 range chart. We'll look at the 4 range as well, possibly, and see if, you know, if there was a break in structure on the 4 range on a pullback to go short. Okay, so if you took your shot off the 12 range chart, what you're doing is just waiting for the candle to break right here, a candle to break below this green candle, the most recent green candle. When it pulled right here, red candle closed, go short, you take some heat on, price does pull back, you put your stop loss back here, you know, and if you do it tick to tick, I wouldn't. That's why I don't ever say put your stop loss right there at the back end, right there at, you know, that supporting area where you possibly would have, you know, taken an entry from. You put your stop loss right here. Look what they do. They take you out 1 or 2 ticks, and then, you know, they push the market right back down to this area down here. So don't ever just put your stop loss tick to tick at the back end of a supporting swing or supporting area, okay? Because you know, sometimes they will run up there to hit those stops. They know people have stops at certain locations to collect your money, and then you're stopped out. So give your stop, give your stop loss a little, you know, room to breathe. You know, give it some room to breathe. But then I took a quick long route. Why? Because if you see, all right, what happened? So when price pulled back here, pushed down here, it was taking out structure over here. But it left an area of supply sitting up here, right? So it goes back up there, okay, wait for the rejection, take it back down here. But what happened right here when price pushed down here? As it was taking structure right here, it turns back around. Turns back around and does what? Turns back around and starts taking structure back out to the upside, right here. So you wait for the pullback to an area of demand. So it's kind of tight, but you know, you had multiple opportunities right here. Okay, price rejects, close of the green candle, I go long, and at least take it back up to the high right here. Okay, So that was two quick little entries that I took just a quick second ago. And today is the 8th of September, like I was mentioning. And so far I'm up 21 ticks. Okay, so we'll keep moving. Let me delete this. Why is it not deleting? Okay, now price has, and one thing you always want to be mindful of too, like say for instance, when price is made this high here and it starts breaking structure back down to the downside, okay, and starts taking out areas over here, levels. If you see a zone, a supply or demand zone that is untested, okay, that is untested, as price say for instance, let's move to the downside here, and it leaves behind say areas of supply that have not been tested where prices went back and tested it, you know, even for the first time, for the first entry, or for the, excuse me, not first entry, but for the first time, then typically those are going to be strong areas that once price comes back to them, what I call high probability areas, to where you may definitely get a full-on rejection. So like when price pushed down, let's see, let's take a look here. Yeah, price pushed here down here, made a low, lower high, low, pulls back, forming a swing to the downside. But within the swing to the downside, what do we have? We have supporting swings, okay? Right here. Pushed right here. A low, lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows. So we have supporting swings within. And what do you see? You see selling, aggressive selling coming out of these supporting swings out of the bigger swing. So here's a let's see. Here's an area right here of let me draw it here. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Price push. I'm trying to mark this off of my, map it out in my mind, looking at it. Push down here, pull back, broke lower. Okay. Okay, so what we have, let me show you, is basically we have an area of supply sitting right here. Okay. Right here. All right. Let's mark that. All right. Okay, now price is tapping into it right now. We're above. We are above a high volume area. You can see this, okay? Now, I always say when you looking for opportunities to go short, you want to see price at an area. I say sell the highs, buy the lows. And in this case here, price is at a what? An area of at a supply zone. So we're looking at both our 4 range and our 12 range charts here. And let's see. So let's see if we get some rejection right here. Let's see if we get rejection, price breaks lower, maybe get a break of a candle to the downside, and possibly take the trade on down back to the downside. So let's see. I'm not sure. Sometimes I get aggressive and I take my entries aggressively. So, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, I'm short. And I'm going to go for, you know, quick scalp. Okay, first contract's filled. All right, we're bouncing. Look at that. We hit it right to the tick on the second contract. Okay, we just got filled. All right. Now, why did I get into that trade there? All right, let's take a look at that. All right. I mentioned, if you look at it, this is an untested area of supply sitting up here. Price pushed down, pull back, broke lower. It did not pull back to it yet. It's untested. So when you get the first test of an untested area of area supply or demand, more than likely price is going to reject it. Price is probably going to come down and probably want to test at least this 79, 78 area, possibly. It could bounce right here at support at 79 though. So, but anyway, solid trade. Untested. Look at it coming down. See, it's already at 79 3/4. Untested area of supply right there. Okay, on the first test because it hasn't been tested yet. Okay, hasn't been touched yet. So, and price rejects it. And I always talk about what prices likes to move from a low volume area back to the mean or the median of a high volume area. Okay, where did it come down to? 79.5 so far. So it could come down a little bit further, maybe test 78. But I I took the trade on the break of the candle pretty much off the 12 bar. So, okay, you got the green candle here in supply. All right, you see that red candle? It broke right below the body of this green candle right here. Once it broke there, I'm pretty much going short to take it back down to at least this area right here, okay? And that is also the area of a high volume area as well. So, you know, price, like I said, likes to move from a low volume area back down to a high volume area. So that was rejection from an untested area of supply. All right, so that gives me 39 ticks so far. There's a couple little trades. All right. All right, so we see price came back up there, the same area there, tapping that area again, which was supply, and it rejected from it, okay? You see that? Now, if you're trading the 4-range chart, okay, that would have been your opportunity right there, all right, right here, okay? I just missed that opportunity of the second entry, okay? I didn't get into it because I was responding on Discord, but yes, so we got the break to the downside, price pulls back. If we look at the 4-range, what do you see? You see price doing that, what I call that M structure, okay? That's a pure sign of rejection. What does it do? I talk about, you want to see structure break to the downside, right? But we want to see price pull back to that area there where, you know, the selling originated at. What does it do? It comes back to it. Not immediately, you know. It takes, so let's see, that happened around 10:20. It takes 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever case is, price come back to it. Once you get the full-on rejection, right, the price gets back to this area here, this zone, all right? Now this is your area of demand off of, supply off of your 4-range chart. Boom, it hits it, rejects, you know, red candle, price can't break above that area, go short, okay? You take the short, work back down to this area right here. So you get in right here at 85 and you take it down to 80. Put this out on Discord. So that was a pullback on the second entry there to go short. Okay, so like I showed earlier, like I said, this was a high here, price pullback, deep retracement. This could be a low here just for price to turn back around and push up higher and break this area here. So a bigger swing to the upside. So we do have to be careful here because this is a area of supply sitting up here. The top's right here where price could actually reject that. So let's see. I think it's tapping into it right now. Yeah, it's hitting it right now. Let's see. Yeah, it's hitting it right now. So could reject here. You have to be careful though, because we do have you know, immediate support right below us. So I'm not ready or interested in taking a trade immediately in this area here, even though we're back up to the tops here, because of, you know, we have support right below us. And these were areas where price was swings, where price was pushing to the upside, taking out structure over here, supporting areas where price could, you know, pull back and push higher. So, yeah. So let's just wait it out and see what happens. Let's see. So yeah, we're back up to the highs. This high right here is mentioned. Take a quick little stab long here. Let me see here. Oh, no. I'm not sure why I did that. Let me get out this trade here. That's not a good entry. That was not a good entry. Come on. Okay, yeah, that was not a good entry. Not a good entry at all. All right. So quickly got out of that trade because I noticed that my entry was, looking back at my 4 range chart, my entry was not, it was not a good place to take it to go long at. Okay, now it's, you know, pushing up, whatever the case is, but I got out because I didn't feel comfortable with that trade. If you don't feel comfortable, confident about your trade, get out real quick. Yep, and of course the entry was correct. So, but you know, hey, I don't beat myself up over something that on trading anymore. That was something I did years ago. All right, so let's take a look, and so we're approaching. You know, I mentioned this earlier on the 60 range chart. If you see it here, blow it up. We're approaching this area, trying to push up here. Okay, around 4010 area, 4012, 4013. You know, somewhere in this area up here. There's a high volume area right here, but price can pull up to this area and get some rejection. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, this area up here. Okay, it's the area of supply sitting right up here. The top's up here on the 60 range chart. The price could come up to. So price could come up to this area right up in here. All right, and look for possibly something to happen if we get up there at some point today. All right, so we'll wait and see. Okay, so where are we hitting at? Okay, so we haven't taken out this area fully yet. These highs right here, not yet. Okay, well, it looks like we're trying to push up. So look at the 12 range chart. See what we're doing here. Actually, price has, yeah, it's taking this area out. It's pushing higher, making new highs. Let's see. Made a high here, pull back, and yeah, it's breaking higher now. So, okay, so we could get that run to this upside here on, like I was telling you, up to around that 4010, 4011, 4012 area, and see what happens. So yeah, price has broke that area. You can see it on the, even on the 24 range, that high right here, pull back, it broke this high here. So, all right. So this was just a little pullback to this little small little area right here. Right here, you can see on the 4 range chart, price is moving sideways right now. It's ranging, so I'm gonna stand down. All right, you can see we're breaking higher now. Moving up into the zone here. There's a supply sitting up here off the 60 range, so we are tapping it at this moment right now. I'd like to see it push a little higher though, and not be right here at this low volume area. Maybe push up to the upper end of this high volume area, kind of in a sense. It makes sense. So yeah, this is a supply zone sitting right here. If you can see it on the 60 range, I'll show it to you right here. Okay, so I'd like to see it pull up maybe in this area up here. Okay, but it could reject where it's at now. So let's see. So this is a major level or major area of supply. Why? Market pushed down, pull back, broke lower. What do you see here? It's untested for one, okay, which means we can get a big push to the downside, most likely. But it's a lot. This is an area where a lot of aggressive selling took place at, okay? A lot of selling. Look at all these red candles, okay? So we'll wait and see what happens. But we are getting some rejection at this moment. See it on the 4 range. Price is building volume in this area. All right, let's see. Market is still pushing higher, but we gotta be careful because we have this area, like I said, this area of supply sitting up here. Major area of supply. let's see. And there were 3 contracts and did not mean to do that. Yeah, I entered with 3 contracts, guys. I did not mean to do that at all. 50. Let me do this. Come on. It's bouncing. Hit my profit target. 1 tick away and bounced off of it. The last contract. 50. Come on. Clear it. There it goes. Oh, I'm in 3 contracts. Okay, so there we go. I'm out. All right. Okay, this was rejection from the tops up here of this area of supply. So let's see. Be careful because price could bounce. It could reject any of these areas right here. It's an area of demand sitting right here, below a low volume area, so price could bounce right here and push back up to the high. All right, I'm up 57 ticks right now. Okay, so that was rejection from the tops there, and I went short there, a little aggressive, but it was rejection. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it for this session here. And if you're trading, please be safe in the market. We're just kind of hitting this area of supply up here on the higher time frame. We could get a major bounce, and the market, kind of push back down. I said the overall long-term direction or bias of the market is really trading to the downside. Because we got that low here, pull back, lower high, low here, pull back, hitting the area of supply now, and it could just push lower. So that's if you're trading off the higher time frame, falling in the direction of the higher time frame as well. Not to say that you can't take moves or take trades. Kind of, I guess, intermediate in between the areas of major swing levels or areas of swings off a higher time frame. You can find areas of demands. You can find smaller areas of supply off a lower time frame chart. So just follow price action and as well as follow. If not, what's most important, follow market structure, okay? All right, other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. And I hope you guys found some value and content in the video. And I'll see you guys in the next trading session. Take care.